What if Game of Thrones, but with dinosaurs? I'm not talking about some cutesy kids cartoon. I mean a full-on, gritty, high-budget prestige drama, where all the characters are giant, clumsy, instinct-driven lizards. Welcome to Westerock, and this is Game of Bones. When you play the Game of Bones, you win, or you go extinct. The entire premise revolves around a political struggle for the Bone Throne. It's not just any throne. It's a monument to bad design, a jagged, hideous chair made of T-Rex teeth and sharp femurs. Why does everyone want it? No one knows. Their tiny brains just scream that sitting there is the ultimate power move. The main problem? Their big, dumb bodies aren't built for political intrigue, or thrones, or even basic conversations. Let's meet our key players. First, we have House Lannister-Rex. These are the Tyrannosaurs, the apex predators of Westerock. They're golden-scaled, arrogant, and constantly trying to assert dominance. Ruling them is Cersei-Rex. She spends most of her time on a balcony that's way too small for her, sipping fermented swamp water from a goblet and glaring menacingly at literally everything. Her life is a constant struggle between maintaining an air of regal authority and not, accidentally knocking over a wall with her tail. Then there's her brother, Tyrion-saurus. He's the runt of the litter, a tiny Compsognathus, or the imp. He's the only character with more than 2 functioning brain cells. He's figured out the real threat facing their world, but nobody listens. He'll be in the middle of a brilliant, impassioned monologue about existential doom, and then a giant diplodocus will just absent-mindedly step on him. He survives, of course, but his point is always lost. Up in the north, which is just a slightly cooler patch of ferns, we have House Stark-eratops. These are the noble, honorable Triceratops, who are always talking about duty and tradition. The head of the house is Ned Stark-eratops. He's so honorable that he actually trusts a velociraptor. Spoiler alert, it doesn't end well for him. In true Game of Thrones fashion, he gets his head unceremoniously bitten off halfway through Season 1. And who could forget Jon Slow? He's a Stegosaurus whose brain is famously the size of a walnut. He literally knows nothing. His character arc consists of him wandering aimlessly through a snowy landscape, looking confused at the falling white stuff. Is he a secret heir to something? Does he have a grand destiny? Probably not. He's just a very confused herbivore. Of course, no Game of Thrones parody is complete without the mother of dragons. Meet Daenerys-Targaryen-dactyl, a pterodactyl with a messiah complex. She swoops down from the sky, believing she's the rightful queen of everything. And her dragons? They're just 3 very large, very stupid crocodiles she found in a river. They don't breathe fire. They just kind of float there, occasionally snapping at a fish. She doesn't seem to notice. Most of her screen time is dedicated to listing her incredibly long list of titles. This brings us to one of the key recurring gags of the show, the sheer inefficiency of it all. Imagine a scene in the throne room. Cersei-Rex, wanting to look powerful, decides to sit on the bone throne. It's a complete disaster. The throne is an ergonomic nightmare. Her hips are too wide, her giant tail keeps knocking it off balance, and the sharp T-Rex teeth are poking her right in the sensitive underbelly. She spends a solid 2 minutes in this awkward, painful squat, growling in frustration, before finally giving up and pretending she meant to stand there, looking intimidating the whole time. The royal court just stares, too afraid to laugh. Then there's the endless title sequence. Daenerys-dactyl lands dramatically in the capital, ready to make her claim. Her tiny lizard herald steps forward and begins the announcement. Behold, Daenerys Stormborn, first of her name, the unburnt, Queen of the Andals, and the first men, Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea, Breaker of Chains. The list goes on and on. In the background, you see the Lannister-Rexes get visibly bored. One of them taps its wrist like it's checking a watch. Another one yawns, a giant, cavernous yawn. Finally, one of the T-Rexes just leans over and eats the herald mid-sentence. The introduction was just too long. Daenerys is mildly annoyed, but then just starts listing the titles herself. But while all this petty squabbling is happening, there's a real threat. A very, very real threat. It's not White Walkers. It's not winter is coming. The tagline of this show is The Rock is coming. That's right. Every day, a massive fiery meteor gets visibly larger in the sky. It's not subtle. You can hear it sizzling. It's casting a red glow over the entire continent. And Tyrion-saurus, the tiny smart one, is desperately trying to warn everyone. Picture this. A tense council meeting. The most powerful dinosaurs in the kingdom are gathered. Jon Slow, the Stegosaurus, lumbers in. He points his spiky tail vaguely towards the sky and says, "The big ... shiny owy rock is getting close." There's a moment of silence. Then Cersei-Rex scoffs. Silence. We have more important matters to attend to. The Brachiosaurus from the south is refusing to share his ferns. We need to discuss a marriage alliance to secure the southern salad supply. Meanwhile, through the giant window behind her, the meteor now takes up half the sky, blazing like a second sun. But no one cares. They're too busy arguing over who gets to sit on the pointy chair and who controls the best grazing fields. This is the central joke. These magnificent, terrifying creatures, icons of power and ferocity, are brought low by their own incompetence. They're playing a high-stakes game of politics they are physically and mentally unequipped to handle, all while their entire world is about to be wiped out by a giant space rock that they reactively choosing to ignore. It's a gritty political drama where the biggest threat isn't a rival house, but the character's own stupidity. The music is epic, full of dramatic cellos. The cinematography is gorgeous. The CGI is flawless. You see these incredible dinosaurs rendered in stunning detail. And then you watch them try to have a whispered conversation, which just comes out as a series of loud, echoing roars. Or you see them attempt a subtle assassination, which usually involves one dinosaur just eating another one in plain sight of everyone. Imagine a red wedding scene, but it's just a T-Rex getting hungry at a banquet and causing a panic. Or a trial by combat that ends in 2 seconds because one of the combatants is a herbivore. The entire series is a tribute to the beautiful, violent, and ultimately doomed absurdity of the dinosaur kingdom. So, who will win the game of bones? Will Cersei-Rex ever find a comfortable way to sit? Will Daenerys finish her list of titles before being eaten? Will anyone, for the love of all that is prehistoric, look up at the sky? Probably not. But it would be an incredible spectacle to watch. Forget winter. The Rock is coming. Thanks for watching. If you'd love to see this ridiculous idea come to life, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which dinosaur house you join. Don't forget to subscribe for more crazy concepts like this. See you next time.